Welcome to Halftome Heroes with the latest sports news from around the Mornington Peninsula. With Adam Kelly, Peter Susovich, Neil Craig, Lee McQuillan, Luke Harris and Chris Gamble. Take it away, Adam.
G'day sports fans and welcome to the Halftime Heroes here, back in Suss's Garage. We love everything about Suss's Garage. Thank you to the Susovich family, of course, Barbs and Peter, and the new additions. Suss, have you shared it on Facebook?
I'm a personal. I might chuck it over on the footy page.
No, put it on because these two little, what are they? They're little slippers.
Boots.
Boots, little boots. New designer boots. No, they're toy somethings. Anyway, we'll put a little dogs. Welcome to the Halftime Heroes. We are very pleased to be back in Suss's Garage again. Thanks to the Susovich family for having us. It's nice and warm. We were treated with a beautiful dinner too, boys, which was very nice to have as the Halftime Hero family. Fantastic. It has been a huge round in both Divisions 1 and 2 across the weekend. We saw round 8 take place on the 31st of May and kicking us off will be the Division 1 football show, and then we'll touch on the Coach's Corner. A couple of hot topics to discuss. It's been all happening again on socials. We've been contacted by AFL Southeast, the coaches, the umpiring group there. So not even SUA, the head of umpiring at AFL Southeast. He's been in touch with us, and he might be coming up in the next few weeks as well. So we want to touch on that as well as a couple of other things, but we're enjoying and loving as a group the interaction that we're getting on socials and whatnot. So keep that up. And if you do have something direct to say, make sure you hit us up on email, halftimeheroes.mpfnl@gmail.com. Oh, hello.
Follow that one.
Right up your alley, Adam.
.com. You can hit us up, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and the likes. But as I do each and every week, I like to go around the room and I like to introduce the man to my left, your right. It's the senior coach of the Somerville Football Netball Club, Chris Gammers Gamble. G'day, Gammers.
G'day, Adam. Boys, how are we?
Winning
Excited to be back, isn't it? It's been a good week.
Look at he's up and around. It's so good. Commish, hello to you, great man.
Adam, how are you, mate?
Oh, very well, thank you.
Couple of winners.
I
We
know.
love winners, chicken dinners.
Yeah,
Here
absolutely.
C-shape.
And of course,
Mate, a bit of that going on.
we just can't keep this bloke away either. He's the senior coach of the Bayswater Football Netball Club. Hello to you, Luke Spook Harris.
Hello, Adam. How are you, great man?
Oh, mate, I'm tip-top. Thanks for asking. Pies had a good win on the Friday.
My boys, the boys. Let's go.
We'll share that photo
Way
too.
too good.
We'll share that. Way too good. And, of course, the master officiator, the button pusher, the glue that binds us all together, the lubricated Susovich himself, water-based, I believe. Sus, hello to you.
How have we been, folks? It's been a great week.
It has been a great week. And another great new sponsor on Sus, your new employer.
Oh, we're just no, not yet.
It sounds like there's something else in that Coke Zero.
but you can turn the bottle around to display the name.
Oh, of course we can.
No, of course
there
we
it
can.
is.
Absolutely. There it is. Let's jump straight into the results of round 8 in Division 1 football. We saw Dramana taking on Mount Eliza. There were some conversations before this game on Saturday. We got some intel that Dramana were going to be without a couple. And, the Mount Eliza boys, the Redlegs, they did take that opportunity and absolutely pounce. 12-12-84, defeating Dramana at home 9-4-58. In the best boys was we had for Dramana. It looked a little bit like this: Ryan Morrison, Billy Gertz, Josh Gertz, Sam Gertz, and Jack Slattery. And then for Mount Eliza, we saw Damon Mercedes, Fletch Bain, Thomas Freeman, Robert Elliott, and Nelmsey. Good to see Nelmsey back in the winners.
Very good. Finding his touch after injury late last year. And Damien Mercedes in Team of the Year form easily.
Did you go to that game?
He is. Yeah, I went for a bit of it.
Jeez, Mercedes, he is so far above the level at his best. It's not funny.
He's played some really good footy.
Robbie Elliott hasn't played a lot of senior footy over the years.
No.
Good bit of speed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very quick.
So I saw Ricky on Saturday morning, got a little bit of intel. But the man Ricky goes down and sets up the Oz kick cones at 8:15 for Saturday morning. They're still going 8:15 for Saturday night. What a fan! That's
a great man.
That's a great man. So he sort of said, gave me a bit of the Ricky Johnson sort of look today. Said you might want to have a bit of a look at this today. You might be all right.
Yeah, okay.
Good win.
And you
Yeah,
changed your tip late,
I changed it late.
which you're not allowed to do.
on Saturday, but bad luck. Does that ignite the Mountie season, Gammers? Does it?
Yeah, I think it does. Yeah, look, I know
Beat the Chiefs.
we chased Damien Mercedes when he was on the market before he joined there last year. I watched his VFL. He was playing VFL finals like the end of the year before, and then comes back to our comp, and he is a superstar.
Yeah.
So, kind of been waiting to see his name in the best, and if he stays there, then they're
Yeah.
a different unit.
It's a different. You've got your nemesis though off the bye though, Neil. You got Pines.
Yes.
So,
get Pines
you know,
eyes. We
and
get a bit of Pines eyes.
oh, that is
Having
that
the
is an
past,
official
but,
sickness you get down there at Mount
yeah.
Elias. I know that about that. That's like herpes. You can't get rid of it.
It is at Mount Eliza.
It
which
is.
makes a bit of a difference with the Pines. sort of
Interesting
cohort.
game in a couple of weeks.
They're not going that well either, Pines,
no,
at the
not
moment,
going
are
that
they?
well at all. So anyway, that was a terrific win by the
Well
boys.
done, man.
Yeah,
Well
it
done.
was very
Boys,
good.
back.
We're back.
Surprise, surprise. No surprise at all. Dramana playing with 29 points and Mount Eliza with just with the 33. So well done to both teams there. The next game we saw was Frankston. And, she was a little bit closer than what the scoreline would suggest. It was Frankston YCW at John Coburn Oval taking on Mornington Football Netball Club, taking the Chocolates there by 39 points, 59 played 95 or 95, 14-11, 95, defeating Mornington 8-11, 59. It was a close game up until very much probably, well, until really the end, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nothing in it at all.
10 minutes, and Frankston YCW went bang, 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 bang in the last quarter.
Sus, the message at three-quarter time was what, please?
My understanding was BJ and Tim Suss had a bit of a chat and just tried to rally the troops and just calm everything down and just say, let's persist with the 4 quarters. But
Didn't work too well.
no, but as you said, we
Yeah,
mentioned off the
yeah.
air that they're still a young unit. So for 3 quarters,
That's
I mean,
awesome.
it used to be 1 quarter, now it's out to 3.
Yeah.
Good start. We spoke last week about their starts. They
Yeah.
kicked 5 in the first quarter, so they're in the game.
Yeah.
This is why when the whips are cracking in the last quarter, they're to win it. When you give teams a head start, you can't with
Well,
a young group.
it's
So that's
part
at least
of-
they got the start right. That's great.
It's part of
for them.
coaching a young side, isn't it? So obviously the start's been an issue, and they fix the starts, and now you fix one thing and something else goes wrong.
Yeah.
So I mean that's the journey Mornington are on. But great to be in that game for 3 and a bit
Yeah,
quarters.
great
Yeah,
effort, Mornington.
absolutely.
Well done, boys.
Frankston YCW best players looked a little bit like this. Lockie Bryce, Bailey Fry, Luke Smolch, Blake Mullane. Chinny's back in the best again. And Cameron Owen. And for Mornington, it was Matt Jones, Charlie Bell, Angus Rowler, Brent Credlin, BJ, and Charlie Caldecott. And it's 37 points versus 42. So again, although you're injecting a lot of kids, you've got Ned Moody on 6 points, Spook, which, you're always playing with when you've got a 6 point player. It's a little bit hard, isn't it?
I know Mornington have spoken to the powers that be about his points. That's a joke. He's
Yeah.
shooting 6 points. It's just
That's
a topic for another night. but the
It
points
is.
are a weird one.
We've been banging on about it all year,
And I
Commish.
guess the scary part with YC, you look at their best players there, Adam, and there's a whole bunch of really good players not named at their best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they've just done what they had to do.
Cam Owen was named, and I think Billy
Lukey Pater.
and
Yeah.
Billy McCormick.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, wow.
There's an upside there, Gavin.
Yeah.
Yes, there is.
Yes, there's
Big,
always an
they're
upside.
looking big and strong. They're pretty big, aren't they? They're a big team. Some big boys there.
And it might be the year where the big team wins. Last year it wasn't. Maybe this year it is.
Yeah, could be. Well, I mean, obviously, we'll get to that a little bit
But-
later, Spook.
But we talked about it in a couple of posts as well. Did they put? Can Frankston YCW put 5 wins together on the trot?
Yeah, I think so.
But they haven't.
They're a professional outfit.
This year they haven't.
Oh, no. Oh, so
Yeah.
you're saying, have they yet?
Yeah, I'm saying to be a contender, you're going to have to put 5 wins on the trot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. The next game was, a little bit of a surprise because I will like to check the tips on this one, but it was Langwarren at Lloyd Park hosting Red Hill Football Netball Club, 15-8-98, defeating Red Hill 9-8-62.
Well, I think we can check those tips because I reckon I was all over Langy.
I think a couple.
That's only because you hate Jamie.
That's just ridiculous.
I would have picked.
Really.
I would have picked Langwarren for sure.
Yeah,
It's a
I
one-way
definitely did.
street, that.
I'm only joking, Jamie. That's a great win, Langwarren. Langwarren,
Oh, yeah.
I'm slow to come to the Langwarren Langwarrin party, but they're putting together a very good season.
Yeah, they are.
I'll
5
continue to be slow to get to them, but they're going really well.
5-3 in the first.
Yeah, well done.
Spook.
Great.
But they've set their season up, haven't they?
Yeah,
Going
they
with
have.
those
Yeah,
first
spot
4
on.
wins.
That's exactly right.
Now they're just beating the teams they need to, and
Yeah,
they're losing
that's
to the
right.
teams that are probably better than them. But that's
Yep.
going to get them in, probably.
Yeah,
Absolutely. I told you boys when they played Mount Eliza down at Mount Eliza, they played some bloody good footy. It took a
Yeah.
whole lot of Mount Eliza heart to get over them.
Yep.
And they get it together. Whooshka.
They're nearly built the same as EDFs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The same
Phys-
trajectory.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. I like it.
Geez, wouldn't they like Vickery down there at Langley, down at Lloyd Park, wouldn't they?
Shocking, you do.
What's going on?
Get yourself sorted. Shavers, a grey ponytail. What the fuck?
Come on,
yeah, it is too. That's right.
It's like it was last year's final.
Yeah.
Come on,
Like
bro.
a rat, kind of like a rat tail.
Some people say that about your hat stuff, Spook.
Oh, well, yeah, anyone wants to buy
Oh,
one,
I
totally
did copped a run on last week, didn't
very
it?
good
Copped a
on
run
that,
last
yeah.
week. I
Anyone
like
wants
that.
to make a hat to save the world, come and see me.
He's not going so well with these tariffs.
Well,
Oh, don't fucking don't get him started.
Political
The
showdown.
best for Langwarrin was Matthew Payne and Borg, Jack Orch, Agape Patolo, Chad Mulvogue. Love everything Chad Mulvogue does, and Harry Marks. And for the Hillman, it was Tynan Bresson, Michael Gresham, Jake T. Pasquale, Oliver Puller, and Daniel Frampton, no relation. 33 points versus 29 for Red Hill. Very, very good. Yeah, no, and Langwarrin with high points this time round. So good win, good strong win to the Langwarrin boys. Hopefully, well, I copped a message on socials saying that there will be no burgers on offer. So what was that? It must have been. Was there? Did we have that double H? The double H you choose. Was that with? Was there a Langwarrin in there, or was there a
No Langwarrin.
Beardy? No. I copped a message saying
will be soon
that
if you-
that no burgers for me. So I
Right.
must have gone against something of Langwarrin. Yeah,
Fancy.
absolutely. Yeah.
Wow.
And they do with the food that comes out of Langwarrin. It's exceptional.
Is it?
It is. It absolutely exceptional. Back in the olden days, Sus, remember we used to park the van just near the for RPP. We used to park the van just behind the Barbies, and we just had food coming in, and the beers were lined up.
Yep.
Didn't we look? Norm Whitehead looked after us, an absolute treat, didn't
Was a beer a quarter while we were
Yep.
while
Was
we were
it really?
Yeah, beer a quarter while commentating.
Very professional of you
That's
boys.
my sort of commentary.
and,
2 games.
and a hamburger with a lot each
Yep,
quarter. as well.
absolutely amazing.
Jeez, can we do that again? Well, that sounds way better than coaching.
Well, the way we're going, boys, we'll be commentating next year. Don't you worry about that.
No.
The next game saw Pines taking on Sorrento at Eric Bell Reserve. And, well, congratulations to the Sorrento Sharks getting the chocolates there by 24 points, 14-13, 97, played 10-13, 73. You don't reckon that Paddy and all of the Pines would have been going absolutely cocoa bananas?
We did sort of tip into thinking that I was pretty confident Serena would win that.
Yeah.
They're a big, strong, physical team, and Pines were not going to go on to be able to get after them physically. And Sorrento was sneaking along, and they've got some good players. They've added Tomlinson. I think they make a bit of a run towards the back end of the year.
Oh,
Yeah,
it'd
I really
be
do. I
hard
think,
to leave them
If
out.
Tomlinson stays in, how they fit him in points, I've got no idea. And how they fit him in the salary cap's another thing. But if he's there, he's a big body, and they're already a big team. So look out in the second half of the year.
So
Serrano.
when
He
we
won't
look
stay
at
there,
form,
though.
Gammers, when we look at form, that's a turn up.
Yeah.
Look at
Well,
form coming into that game.
against
was that
Pines.
Pines' third game in a row at home?
But I think you've
Yes,
got to
and
dig.
third loss?
You just only have to
Wow,
dig to
that
the
doesn't
next
matter.
level, though, don't you? Like, you only got to dig down to the Hendricks being out, a couple missing.
Russell Gabriel.
Well, Sorrento haven't
So
been
that was
shocking.
we
No,
did
they're
get
competitive.
we did get some mail early on today to say that both Hendrys were out. Is that right, Sus? And
Russell Gabriel.
and the
Gabriel.
star that is Russell Gabriel were out
It
as
is.
well. So it's a very different
And-
looking Pines.
And Tomlinson rolling up unannounced in
Yes.
front of Paddy.
Yeah.
Which sort
Yeah,
Would have gone down well.
Yeah, that
Well,
would
he
have
didn't
gone
rap.
down well.
He won't stay there, though. That's the word on the street. He's going straight back to VFL next
Is he?
week.
Yeah.
Right. They had that a buy.
Just a cash
Okay.
cow.
Yeah,
That's okay. We'll
Why
keep
not?
them in touch.
absolutely.
Keep Serrano well and truly in touch.
Pines, Kane McKenzie, Luke Dalmo, Jake Boyle, Dylan Williams, and Caden Sharp. For Sorrento, it was Jordan Doherty, Hooper Robinson, Shannon Gladman, Aaron Bremen, and Dylan Clark.
Did Lockie Sharp play?
No, he played for Frankston.
He did.
He's played the last two for Frankston.
Fantastic win against Sandy. Against Sandy. Yeah.
Fantastic.
37 points against Sorrento on 42.
Geez, Tomlinson's a bit stiff, isn't he? What do you have? 53 touches, 4 goals, 17 clearances, and didn't even get the best.
Yeah.
It's rough.
Wow, what are you going to do to him?
He was there. He was there, but he wasn't there.
That's a fair game.
Geez, the rest of them must have had a good game.
Yeah, exactly.
He must have been a very, very late call up because on the list, the unedited player list, his name wasn't on there.
Right.
So
Yes. That is true.
So he must have been real late to call up.
Yeah, no doubt. And of course, the backdrop too, thanks to the Toyota Group, HFH Group. Thanks for your support, Frankston, Mornington, and Rosebud Toyota. Jeez,
Nick and the boys down
oh,
the boys.
jeez, it's good to have them.
Discount everything.
Slashing prices.
Slash prices.
Oh, what a feeling, Commish. What a feeling.
When he doesn't do that.
That's a live feed of the car park tonight.
It's absolutely. It's it's well lit, isn't it, down at the car yard. And the halftime heroes selection table match of the round. It was Rosebud taking on Edithvale Aspendale and at Olympic Park. It was massive down there, apparently. 13-12-90 to 5-11-41. Now, Spook, if you will remember, he said to me, Adam, will you go for anyone else other than Rosebud? And my answer to that, Luke, is no, because they keep winning.
That's a fair point. That's probably fair.
That's just like
they are going along very, very nicely indeed.
Will Gown getting best on. We spoke about looking at the game that we thought Eddie would take. That was who I was mentioning. You need to take him out of the game. If he's playing half back and taking marks, which he had, they're going to get enough footy around the clearances.
Yeah.
If you start turning over across half back, then they're off. It's 2 ways for them to hurt you. So obviously they didn't do their work there. The EDS boys, but great win, Rosebud. That's a massive win against a quality team.
Yeah.
So they are flying.
348 disposals to 281.
Yeah, wow.
60 odd differential.
Yeah, wow.
Be tough to beat.
Yeah, very tough to beat. Will Gown, Robbie.
Yep.
Robbie Boss, Nick Mason, Noah
Listen to
Powell.
you just playing now, man. Nicholas. You are the flag favourites down here. You are the champions, and they're all coming after you.
And Nicholas Russo. And for Edithvale Aspendale, it was Hugo Clark, Lewis Diggins, Tyrone Vickery, that man we just mentioned earlier, John Walker, and Kyle York. How many did Tyrone kick in the end? He kicked the 4 goals
once
for them.
Get at him, the scary part of the comp is in that best. There's a whole lot of names.
That didn't get on
through there.
Yeah.
I didn't find out who number 72 was for EDFs. Ranked up with 13 possessions. So interesting to find out that. We'll do some research.
Rosebud with 42 points and Edithvale Aspendale with the 38, and that rounds out round 8. Let's get the takeaways for the week that was, boys, in round 8, played out on the 31st of May. Sus, if it's okay, we'll start with you.
I've got probably stealing some thunder, but Mount Eliza. But I'll take that away and chuck in Langwarrin for cementing their spot, because they were up against it with Red Hill, especially after the previous weeks, and the non-return phone call. That's all I'll say.
For you, Spook.
The Rosebud win. I didn't think they could beat Eddie by that much. I think it's a big, it's a massive win, and they are the absolute firm favourites to be the premiership winner this year.
Very good. Gammers?
Yeah, I'll double down on that. I'm just looking at the ladder. So Rosebud have conceded 15 goals less than the next best team for the year, and they've scored 15 goals more than the next best. So their percentage is at 172. The next best percentage is Frankston YFC at 125. It's a big gap. Those two, when you've got Langwarrin third on the ladder, those two are starting to look like the two at the minute.
I like that a lot. We will jump into the ladder very shortly, but thanks for bringing it up. Gammers, and for you, Commish?
Well, probably my boys, Mount Eliza.
Yep.
Your boys now. They weren't your boys enough fucking losing.
Nice.
You've just jumped on. I know, that's what I'm thinking. Where's
Yeah,
the hat?
where's that? I know, you get the W and there's no hat.
Well,
Where's the
Was
hat?
that your hat out in the driveway? next to the horse?
I didn't recognise
Last
you
week,
tonight.
it's,
When I saw you walking up the driveway, I'm like it looks like your body, but not your.
I thought it was Joe Biden coming in like that.
Sleeping
Joe's back.
Yeah, you-
But yeah, the boys went down, did what they had to do.
Well done, your boys.
It just ignites.
Yeah, they're
It
away
ignites
now.
them. I'm not sure who we got next. Who we got next?
It doesn't matter.
Pines, you got Pines.
We got Pines. That's right.
They
Mount
fired
Eliza.
up Pines.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Doesn't matter.
Pines. No problem at all.
So-
no problem at all.
No problem at all.
Did you hear that, Paddy?
Yeah,
There
there
you
you
go.
go. Wow,
Coming,
wee.
swinging,
Paddy can hear
Pines.
what he wants
Wow,
to.
he's got your number now too. Don't forget,
He
Paddy.
has had a really good chat. He's a very
He's an
I
incredibly
really
intelligent
really
man.
enjoy talking to him.
For me, I think it's if Dramana misses a couple, then they're exposed, aren't they? But then the scary thought is that there are reports and some confirm that they're going to get some players back next year. So, geez, it makes them scary as well. But they are gettable if they are missing a couple. But that is let's jump. Gammers, do you want to bring us through the ladder? Maybe Gammers and Spook bring us through the ladder.
So I mean, I've already
It's
said it.
halfway point. So if you have missed and
Well,
you've not been, missed. Sorry, if you've been under a rock, it is the bye round, MND round to be played out in the AFL this coming week, and then the following week it'll be played out in round 9. The following week, the MND round. So we're very much looking forward to that. But it is a bye, and hopefully you get away safe. If you do want to get away, make sure you travel safely and cautiously. But boys, take away the ladder, please.
Well, I think I've already said the top two. The top two are a bit of a breakaway. You've got Langwarren in third, and then I think, Spook, the talking points are from third down to probably 10th, maybe. No, sorry, not 10th. 8th with Sorrento.
I agree.
Like,
Throw a blanket
any
on
one of
those four.
any one of those can
Yep.
sneak in, can't they?
I agree. I think Rosebud and
do
Franks and
damage.
YC definitely play finals, but Langwarren could miss, Edie could miss, Dramana could miss, and Pines, Manaliza, and Sorrento could get going. So it's down to 8th. If form stays true to how it has been the first half of the year, though, it is possible that everyone sort of holds their form, and it's just there's not enough wins left for Mount Eliza or Sorrento or Pines. Like, it could happen. Like, they could get going, but they just, unless they win every game from here, they're going to drop a couple. So it might just be they left their run too late. It might be almost set, but so much changes in the back half of the injuries and all sorts. So it's going to be a great final series. Very, very, very open. This is the most open this comp's been for a long time.
I think Mount Eliza are the most dangerous side out of the five.
Correct.
I think they've got the most upside. Sorrento, maybe. Pines look like they've started hot and just fading with that older list. Respectfully putting a line through Mornington and Red Hill.
Neil put a line through Red Hill about 6 weeks ago.
They'd won a game.
I know. You're
But,
into it,
yeah,
you're picking on.
There's a fair bit. There's a fair bit of movement there. Langwarren have banked those wins as we talked about earlier. They're going to be crucial.
I think they're the shakiest. And
Can they hang on?
Yeah, I agree with
I
that.
just think they're the shakiest.
No, I agree with that.
I think they can. I think that hopefully they prove me wrong because I like Beatty and Maury. I hope they play finals. It'd be great for the club, but I reckon they're a little bit suspect.
Potentially they fall
I
the
agree.
wrong side of all those results next time, don't
That's
they?
right.
And then they're out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Good luck.
It's a couple of those close games can actually, flip and all
You're
of a
in
sudden,
trouble.
exactly.
So
right.
those, let's say Rosebud is a couple of weeks in front around the turn. Who out of the ensuing chasing pack, who do they don't want to play against? Who plays an opposite brand?
That's a
to
good
them?
question.
Who takes away their brand?
My
That's
personal
good
view
from
would
you.
be Mount Eliza at their best. They present the most problems for Rosebud because they will keep the ball off them by foot and their kicking is so elite. Then that'll take away the ability of the big boys to go to work. The Dramana one's an interesting one because they're so fast and blitz with handball, which I think that would worry the boys at Rosebud. But he's happy to stack a heap of numbers around the ball and just make it a shit fight.
That's
so maybe
right.
they can't get their game going.
Yeah.
I think it's the kicking of Mount Eliza. If they can get in there, that would worry them. But that worries everyone, clearly. But that would be the one.
No, very good. And boys, what about? I might have dozed off for a minute, but did we talk about the bottom, Red Hill and Mornington, and what's happening there?
Well, that's a tough one to call as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like the
'Cause we are
form's a
looking-
little bit mixed.
We are looking at a relegation.
We are 100%.
It's a bit of a who you rather
Mornington's
be,
form's better than Red Hill's form.
Correct. Agreed.
Competitively, I
Spot
think.
on.
And
To
they're
this
playing-
point, yeah.
And if you looked at the list, they've got a lot of kids playing Mornington. So for the future, regardless of where they go, I think they're in a better spot than where Red Hill are right now.
Yep.
Even
Yep.
if they go back to Div 2, that's okay. Playing a heap of kids, they're going to be flying.
And then Sus, what do you reckon that means for the club? I mean, they could almost. I'm not saying they're, Jamie. I'm not saying and the administration that you've completely written off. But if you do, I always like to think if you are relegated, it's almost a reset, a forced reset. So obviously, Jamie signed on for another year, being 2025. He was going to go around again. He went again. Does that mean if they look at potentially a new coach, getting some?
I wouldn't think so. I think here's a scenario. What if there was a mid-season draw where the bottom club went down and the top club went up? Frankston Bombers would be ideal in Division 1 at the moment, and Mornington would be ideal in Division 2. So I don't think Mornington are that stressed about going to Division 2.
No, never have been.
Yeah, so it's just the experience and how they grow the club as a whole.
Yes,
So,
Red Hill wouldn't be too happy.
I don't think Red, no, at all.
They like being in Division 1.
Yeah.
But they've been very competitive since they won that flag. I said it 2 weeks ago, but that'll be a big drop from grace. They've been super competitive for the last 3 or 4 years. Red
But
Hill.
look, as an example, look at your old mob from last year, Frankston Bombers. I mean, everyone was gutted, weren't they? The day after
That was
you
one of the
lost by a
shittest
full
day of my life. Yep.
Correct. And look at it now.
Yep, turns around
They're
pretty
up and
quick.
about.
Yep.
All your young boys are playing
Yeah,
great.
no,
They're
they're
the
Bombers
best.
are going great.
It's been a really good.
Yes,
year.
it has
They
been.
just need to turn
Yep.
it quickly into a positive.
Of course.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
right.
no, Jared Davis
they've done
handled
a
it well.
great job.
They have.
Turn
They've
that
handled it well.
Such a positively.
Yes.
Way.
and as well with the Frankston Bombers having that under-19 academy has lifted.
Yeah, well done to Bowen, Bo Muston and Nath Loney put a lot of time into that, and that's great to see the 19 Calma. Awesome.
Yeah.
That is a wrap for the Division 1 football show. Thank you, boys. What an insight into what the ladder looks like, what's going to happen up top, what's going to happen down below, and everything in between. How good is it?
Oh, mate, it's cracking.
Yeah,
But
it is.
There is a standout.
Yeah, no doubt. Like I said, it's a wrap for Division 1 football show. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with a different looking coaches corner. We're going to put it to these two flogs following their win, plus a couple of other bits and pieces that we want to discuss and bring to the table, bring to the Halftime Hero family. In fact, you are listening and watching the Halftime Heroes.
Nestled on the beautiful Mornington Peninsula, Sharmac Lodge offers a peaceful 6-bedroom retreat in Rye for short-term stays for adults of all ages living with disability or illness. Overnight or day stays are available 7 days a week with tailored care provided around the clock. Guests can also participate in daily activities on the peninsula, making it a perfect getaway. Rest easy knowing your loved one's care is personalised to their needs. Finally, a short-term respite solution that brings peace of mind and can be funded under your home care package or NDIS funding. Book a tour today with the welcoming team at Sharmac Lodge. Visit aftercare.com.au or search Sharmac Lodge today. Let their family help your family.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. It is now time for the Coaches' Corner with the commish. Like I said, actually, we had confirmed Rowan Bleeker, the senior coach of the Seaford Football Netball Club, but unfortunately Bleeks was a late omission. He had something come up, so he will be joining us because we want to know everything about Seaford coming up. So he will be joining us in the next couple of weeks, but we've got some exciting things to get going. Take it away, please, Commissioner.
I did all my notes on Bleak, so it's exhausting.
Look at that. Yes, look at that.
At least 20 minutes of work.
That's more work you ever did at Renfield.
It's all about Bleaks.
He's been to a few clubs.
That's double.
Was
That's a
that
massive day, look. Massive.
Oi, was that our phone conversation today?
Yep,
you just
exactly.
Yeah, I was like,
This was just like the other
Johnson,
week.
who was meant to get back to me, just got back to me before. But it doesn't matter. Ricky, I'll talk to you about Bleaks. Righto, so we're going to drill down. Adam mentioned at the top of the show we've got some correspondence through from all different sources, and one of those was the umpiring cohort. And I'll throw to you, Gammers, because you had direct line with them, and I know they're very keen to come in, mate.
Yeah, absolutely. So obviously there was some commentary last week on this show around just some umpires, and we may have named an umpire. And that's we'd probably retract that. We probably shouldn't have done that. So, well, the fact is we shouldn't have done that. So the umpire boss watches this show, or he watched this show during the week, and I actually know him personally through being in the league for a while. So we had a phone call, went for about 30, 35 minutes, and he just expressed that he wasn't derogative about the show or anything, just expressed a little bit of disappointment. And, all these points were valid. So I kind of found myself going, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I see it your way too. And, I think the hardest part is the right of reply piece. So we say some stuff on here, and we are genuine good blokes that just say a fair bit of stuff tongue in cheek, don't we? Have a laugh.
Yeah,
But
100%.
sometimes we say stuff that probably hurts individuals, and we don't know. So that's how the conversation started. I started to throw some scenarios at him about what I'd been seeing throughout the year, what I'd been hearing. And I said, like, your right of reply would be to come on our show. And he goes, I'd love to. So that's fantastic. Russel Davidson.
Yeah, fantastic.
It's
a great start.
A great fella.
Yeah.
There's a lot of stuff underneath that I didn't know until Wednesday last week, whenever I spoke to him. And I think it'll be really good for us and the family to know the challenges, because, like, as we say, us coaches and players, we get our reviews every week and we're performance-based. They are too, but they are really short on personnel at the moment. There's a different way of recruiting umpires at the moment. There's they're short at the highest levels and the state league levels, and that's where some of our better local umpires are going. So, yeah, Russell made that clear to me, and then I saw it. I saw it on the weekend. I was telling you blokes off air that the reserves game between Somerville and Bomb Beach didn't have any boundary umpires, and it had some very young-looking goal umpires that I think were there before the game. I'm not sure, but yeah, there's some challenges there. So it'd be really good to have him. I think he'll come in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and we'll be able to have a good Q&A with him. He's a ripping fella. He'll have a dig at us. We'll have a dig at him. And
he's an umpire, and he's a good fella. Well,
it's
joking.
No dramas. We'll just meet him down at Frankston Dandy Road, and we'll blindfold him, and then we'll bring him.
I was going to say we didn't run that.
Spinning around 20 times.
So yeah, I think that'll be.
Yeah, well done.
I think this show's watched by so many people, which I keep finding out from week to week. It's great to get these good hosts from different walks of life that probably give us a bit more clout, I reckon, in the end.
Yeah.
So,
my word.
We look forward to getting Russell in, and we'll probe him.
Yeah. Oh, hello.
One way or another.
Really? I've got a couple of solid fingers he might eat.
We won't actually probe him.
No. Question him.
No, we'll question him.
If I'm going to get more free kicks, I'll do anything to it.
So one of the things I want to talk to Russell about is there was a situation down at Mount Eliza home ground a couple of weeks ago where there was a contest in the right on the goal line where a Mount Eliza fellow accidentally fell on the goal umpire and actually knocked him out.
Yes, completely.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't laugh.
He spoke to me about that one too. Yeah.
Fossey's cousin, I think.
So the situation, as it unravelled, and I want to talk to the coaching umpires about this, but Charlotte Hammers, who's the senior ops coordinator of AFL Southeast, called Graham Sherry to said, Graham, do you think this is a reportable type thing, blah, blah, blah. And Graham Sherry had no bloody choice. He had to say, yeah, we need to have a look at it. And went to the MRO. Now, no one knows who the MRO is. Mm-hmm. The MRO is a ghost.
So the MRO?
The MRO.
Sus has probably been there a few times.
Yeah. We don't know who that person is.
Yeah.
So the player was charged, and I've seen the vision of it. So the goal umpire's so the goal umpire's got in the middle of the pack. And I'm talking about Will Anthony. He's a big unit. He's a big guy.
In a contest.
Had eyes for the footy. Had eyes for the footy in the contest and has inadvertently come down and knocked the umpire out. So the player was given a 1 week suspension if he
set penalty.
But if he pleaded guilty, he gets a suspended sentence. So I just don't think there's a lot of justice in the umpire is fine. No one wants to see he was an elderly gentleman. No one wants to see that happen at all. He went to the club on Thursday night and thanked the club for their care during that.
It was incredible
during that episode. But I just think when it's accidental contact, it could be argued the umpire made accidental contact with the player.
Put himself in an unsafe position.
I just think that sort of stuff. I reckon that's a great little start to talk to the umpires.
I didn't bring this up with Russell. He brought it up with me, that incident.
Right.
I don't want to talk for Russell, but I know there's some angst around the league about how the AFL Southeast office is manned from a Saturday, Sunday point of view, and how long those phone calls took to be answered and the actions taken. Because getting away from the actual MRO aspect of it, it was just a notifiable incident it's a workplace, it's a safety.
Yes,
AFL Southeast governs.
Absolutely.
Who am I calling? So we should be calling the people that apparently, I don't know the numbers, but I did speak to Russell about this. There is a number set aside for those guys, a money number, for those guys to man that office on a weekend because it's a weekend job.
Yeah.
And it took some time. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, it did. It was more the probably the lack of process of actually how it come about, where the guy had to plead guilty to something he had no knowledge of doing.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I mean, you got eyes on the footy. Look,
Hard stuff in the goal line, of course.
You see it at AFL level.
Yeah.
David Roden gets in the way sometimes.
Yeah.
And
What's
these
a kick?
guys are trained to the end.
Let's take a mark, Roden.
He's
Sometimes,
great.
doesn't he?
Yeah, I know he
Dribble
does.
from the
He's
boundary
incredible
line.
to watch.
But I think that's something I'd love to talk to the umpires about, because I just thought it probably wasn't just.
No, I agree.
So for the Halftime Heroes family, just confirming that Russel Davidson is the senior field umpire coach under the AFL Southeast banner, not the Southern Umpires Association. So he is part of the Russel Davis. He's part of the AFL Southeast and the senior field umpire. So we are going to get him on in the next 3 weeks. And what we're going to do with that is we're going to pick that half an hour up, and we're going to make that sort of a separate segment that we're going to run by itself alongside our normal show, because I think this needs to be discussed, not just the events of week to week, but obviously the numbers, the relative age group that and just I suppose, because I mean I took it personally that Russell had commented on that show, because 3-4 weeks, 5-6 weeks prior to that, we've been absolutely praising the work of the umpires and promoting Southern Umpires Association and applaud, trying to get kids down there, past players, current players that can't get games and everything. So I wasn't really happy with the comment.
Really?
There was one.
Just went a little bit hard at him.
There was one, so I mean, we try our best, and we do get it wrong sometimes. But well done to you, Gammers,
No worries.
and well done to you, Commish. I think it's going to be a good segment.
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah.
And what about the two winning coaches? Just really quickly. Well done, Luke.
Gamma's up and about.
Beating Bayswater.
Beating Beaconsfield.
Beaconsfield.
Yeah,
Beaconsfield.
fantastic. Very, very great win. Wrap for the boys. Just see everyone happy and just to get a bit of reward for their effort. They're a powerful footy club, and they've got a great list. And we went over there, and with a pretty young list with a lot of injuries, we got the chocolates. They're all wrapped.
Yeah.
Now we just got to get that consistent performance
Well,
together.
they can see what it's like.
Yeah, well, they get the taste of it. So bring that. As I said, if you bring the effort and energy and give our game plan and structure a chance, you're going to be competitive in every game. You're not going to win every game, but that's all we want. Don't drop off with your energy and effort and stay in the game. But we're pumped. Good win.
Yeah.
And Gammers, your game, you finally kicked a few goals. I was watching your
Did we?
scoreline. It was like 1 goal, 14 or something. These guys are ever going to kick a goal.
Far
It wasn't
out.
like it was blowing a hurricane.
I just,
There was-
yeah. It was a beautiful day.
There was a
Beautiful day at Palm
How good's
Beach.
the weather been?
Yeah,
it's been
Oh,
amazing.
it's
Cherry
so good.
ripe. Cherry
Well done,
ripe.
Gammers.
Then
It's
you
a
got
good
the
win.
jockeys, mate.
Yeah, well, a very defensive game. I guess we'll talk about it in the Div 2 show. But, yeah, good to we'd lost 5 in a row. We'd been super competitive in a number of those. But, we rallied late. I think we only had 2 goals to three-quarter time and then rattled home with 3 goals, which was amazing. The boys was a special win and actually showed a bit of emotion after the game. And I'm not an emotional guy by nature at all. But you may have heard or you may hear there was actually a couple of tears from me, which
Fantastic.
doesn't
Mate, I nearly
Doesn't
went.
happen too
I was
often.
gone. I nearly cried. I was fucking
Yeah.
gone.
You were
And once
dancing.
you start, you cactus.
That was naked dancing at home. That wasn't in the room. I just got out of the there might have been a video being slipped through the Adam. I was celebrating nude, getting out of the sauna, and Sue said,
Yeah.
"The spices on socials already, baby dongs hanging out. You can't put that up there."
His tiny white ass is twerking. It looked like Miley Cyrus twerking.
But it's-
To your point, though, Gammers, it takes every sinew of you, doesn't it?
Well, I think,
It
Commish,
just owns you.
you and I have spoken offline this week, and Luke, you're living it like I am, that it consumes you. And I think sometimes we may not show enough emotion, or we show emotion in a competitive way. I think sometimes the boys, like the amount of messages I've had from my boys showing emotion in a compassionate way, it really broke down some barriers, and hopefully it sets us up. It wasn't designed that way. I just, we hadn't won for 6 weeks, and we think we're a lot better than where we are on the ladder, which is I've commented on, and it's been commented on socially as well. So, but we think we're better, and it's just relief against good Oppo on their home ground. They're in the top 5, so it's just one of those games. Like if we had won by 10 goals, it might not have felt the same, but because we had to grind it out, come from behind, and I mean the scoreline's horrendous, but It's good to finish in front of the ledger.
Well done.
Yeah, well done, boys.
Thank you.
Well done to our winning coaches, halftime hero contributors, and all-round fantastic blokes. That was the Coach's Corner. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back with the Hen's Teeth Co. Division 2 football show. We're loving it, and you're listening and watching the Halftime Heroes.
Nestled on the beautiful Mornington Peninsula, Sharmac Lodge offers a peaceful 6-bedroom retreat in Rye for short-term stays for adults of all ages living with disability or illness. Overnight or day stays are available 7 days a week with tailored care provided around the clock. Guests can also participate in daily activities on the peninsula, making it a perfect getaway. Rest easy knowing your loved one's care is personalised to their needs. Finally, a short-term respite solution that brings peace of mind and can be funded under your home care package or NDIS funding. Book a tour today with the welcoming team at Sharmac Lodge. Visit aftercare.com.au or search Sharmac Lodge today. Let their family help your family.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. It is now time for the Hen's Teeth Co. Tattoo Parlour Division 2 football show. Thanks to Aaron and the amazing team down. If you're looking at getting some work done, they go about it really well, Spook.
Get down there, get a bit of ink.
Yeah, mate, absolutely. Hen's Teeth down at Rosebud. Make sure you jump on, Commish. I reckon you'd look good with
Probably.
maybe some barbed wire around your arm.
Oh.
Around your arm. Or maybe a
Face piece. Mike Tyson.
Like Mike Tyson.
You look good. You
What about
look tough.
Maybe a spider web,
You-
on the elbow, a spider web.
Maybe just a teardrop coming
Yeah,
out of the eye.
teardrop.
How about a little bit of a portrait of Jamie on your car?
I was going to say somewhere else.
Is it teardrop?
Well, you started with the right word.
Killed someone.
Means you're tough, yeah.
Yeah, I think so,
Well,
yeah.
if you fucking pelicans keep talking the way you're doing, I'll be getting 3 teardrops.
Are you going to tell everyone?
Pouring out.
Oi,
You pelicans.
are you going to tell everyone about your Mount Eliza premiership tattoo you got?
Oh, I haven't got a
Oh,
You-
you.
Oh, yeah.
You-
I've seen it.
Did the boys didn't get one? Did we clarify that? Did they get
No,
one?
but Neil did.
No,
You'd have to, wouldn't you? Surely.
Righto, back on track. Let's go.
Righto, let's go. So, it was a perfect segue before the break, but we'll jump straight into round 8 It was played out on Saturday, the 31st of May, and it was Bomb Beach at Bomb Beach Reserve hosting the Somerville Football Netball Club, 5-17-47, defeating Bomb Beach by 9 points, 4-14-38. Holy snapping duck shit, Batman. Like you said, Gammers, the weather was absolutely cherry ripe, and there was no excuse for that. The best for Bomb Beach was Ben McLean, Luke Gray, Wills, Thomas McKinley, Diesel, Cavell, Kante, and Sam McElwain. And for Somerville, it was Mitch Mantell, Lockie Haskett, Jake Haskett, Lockie Fuster, and Benny Nielsen. Very, very good win for the Somerville Football Club Gammers.
It's our first top 5 scout for the year. So you can see by the scoreline there at 3/4 time, it's even worse. It's 4-10 to 2-14.
Ball kicking by both.
Yeah, a lot of rush stuff. This was a game.
Under pressure.
I just-
and then
Well, Bomb Beach played Seaford the week before, and I
Touched
think
them up.
Seaford games tend to be a little bit more open and free flowing with the way they play. They play the old Dramana handball style, which would have been nice to talk to Bleaks about tonight. So I reckon Bomb Beach they felt our pressure. It was our grand final. I actually sold it as we're the only club in Div 2 playing a grand final in May, and if we don't win this, we're pretty much drawing the curtains. So a bit of emotion around that.
Oh, I love that.
The boys were ready to go. But yeah, then 3/4 time rolls around, you're 2 goals down in your season. You're staring right in the barrel of not being any hope of playing the top 5. So we made a couple of changes. And
what were those changes?
we opened up our forward line, which was something new for us. Mason played a lone hand up forward. You blokes remember the old Pagans paddock with Carey? That's something similar to that. Mason was in a really heavy contest before half time, and we couldn't really run him on ball. So we sat him down there, and we actually flipped the back forward and took a couple of marks, kept a couple of goals, and that's where we were at. And the boys showed a lot of heart. But I want to shout out Fasoulis from Bomb Beach. He is the real deal. Like, we kept him to 2 goals, but we put a hell of a lot of homework into him, and we put a lot of strategy into him. He is a class act. Yeah, he doesn't. When you see him run out to warm up, you go, that he doesn't look like he could kill us like he does on the vision, but he is a very, very good player.
Very good. Only
Great
the
win,
one,
Gunners.
only
Thank
the
you.
one, only the 1 point the difference. 31 v 32, which was Somerville Sus.
Yeah, Gammers, I understand you went down to St Kilda on Monday and you got a pat on the back from Ross Lyon for employing the same scoring tactics as the St Kilda Football Club.
Just making a shit fight.
I've been waiting for the St Kilda jokes to come out.
Gammers, Mitch Mantles, he come through your junior program, is that?
Yeah, Somerville's
I know
through.
his father was a fantastic footballer.
Yeah, Devon Meadows.
Turin,
Yeah,
very good player. And he's come through your junior program. That's great to see him play. Big boy.
And he's like the Gertzes. There's about 5 Mantels through. They're the other brothers having a year off, but Stinger is a gun. He's your drop-off intercept defender who's had to defend a bit more this year with Kane being at Pines. So we're just getting that balance right. He's been super now for a good 2 or 3 weeks. Really good.
Quite often in the best, isn't he? He's a good import.
Well, he had to play on their skipper, Liam Hewlett. Liam, isn't it? Yeah. And he's given away nearly a foot.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Like our defenders, clearly it was a defender's game, but our defenders really stood up and battled hard. So so proud of them, and it's a good way to launch in the second half of the season.
How's Jai Treep going?
Yeah, he's going all right.
He had as 15-year-old, he was spooked as Stingrays. They had a massive spook on him. Personally, I didn't think he was as high as that, but he was a very high level junior. And he got to senior footy. He never took off. All the boys around him that went through that Stingrays program, they've all gone off and played very, really good high level of footy. And he sort of plateaued, maybe staying at Karingal, I'm not sure. So maybe a new club he can really get going.
I've really wrapped my arms around Jai, and obviously Mike's my senior assistant now. His father changed his body shape over the summer. Last year, he played 3 games last year and probably battled. And when we said to him, mate, you need to get fit, he has got fit. So he actually ran through the midfield a bit on the weekend, which we did earlier in the season. We went away from it because he probably wasn't having major impact. Mm-hmm. But he went in there, crashed some bodies, which is his thing. His footy IQ is super. Yep. We just need to keep building on him and get him to that fitness level where he can have massive games for us.
I like that. The next game we saw Frankston Bombers taking on Seaford Football Netball Club, and I know Bleaks and the whole Seaford Football Netball Club would have been absolutely gutted with these results, but 18-14, 122, defeating Seaford by 100 points, 3-4-22. It's not great.
Yeah, I spoke to one of the boys from Bombers. He said they went to work on. They knew the handball game was coming. They did a lot of work on trying to pressure their handball, and obviously they kept on turning the ball over. And they are by far the best team in Division 2. I mean, they looks like they're getting better by the week.
Yep.
There's still some good players not in that team. Harrison Pryor is he'll win the league best and fairest. You looked at his stats. Have you seen his stats as a ruckman?
Yeah,
he's a great player too.
Yeah,
he was the best player with best ruckman in Div 1.
With the best.
Yeah, they're a frightening prospect. Good to see some good young boys playing well, but they're going to be a handful. If they stay fit and sound.
Probably something Seaford have to go through. They've got to go through this sort of stuff to find out what they got. And they wouldn't have taken 2, but they probably got to shut down 2 or 3 players in Seaford.
Yeah.
Whereas Seaford had to shut down 8.
Yeah.
This is what's going to happen. So
Frankston Bombers, Tyson Barry, Wilson Fletcher, Flynn Wood, Brody Smith and Flynn Walker. And for Seaford Football Club, it was Angus Giddings, Constable, Riley Harper, Liam Howe, Tom White and William Kennedy. Spook.
The age group there, so Tyson Barry, 2021, Wilson's 21, Flynn's 20, Brody's 20, Flynn Walker's 22. 21, 22. Very good young player, good young list there at Bombers. Yeah, as long as people don't pinch him.
There was a little subliminal message in that, look. Yeah.
I'm fucking coming, don't you worry about that. Hold on to them, Bombers.
You heard
Catch
it
is coming, boys. Don't you worry about that.
I
hope they win the flag.
This popped in my mind. Seaford, like the Division 2 of Langwarrin, started on fire. Probably not many had him in the top 5, and now just starting to find the middle of the season a bit of a battle. I'm not sure.
Can a team that's got a 58-year-old in it play finals? Grayson's 58. He's the old.
He's a gun dog.
He was 40 when you were coaching, Neil.
He's a star.
He can play though. He
can
play.
60, but he's 12.
31 points versus 38 for Seaford. And the next game we saw happening was down at at Coringle. And boy, oh boy, wowee. Berkey, I saw him during the week at a Bendigo Bank community event. And it's not good. It was 1-8.
Who would take that job on again?
Oh, yeah, well, he has signed for another 2 years, Sus, or was it just the one?
I think it was 2, actually.
Yeah, it was 2. It was 2 years I saw. So Pearcedale, it was played at Coringle Football Club, and Pearcedale getting the win there by 145 points, 28-15, 183 plays, 5-8. 38 and
I actually joked that Pearcedale scored more by quarter time than we did. So, yeah.
It's a tough go.
It's a tough go.
Cruise West with 10.
Yeah. Obviously, Berkey's selling a vision, isn't he?
He is, and that's what he spoke about.
You'd want to have your fucking binoculars on to see the vision.
Because you and I would be out on our ears. But,
It's fucking about 20k away, that vision. He's doing well to sell that.
Yeah, well, he's selling
Shit.
something because that not many survive that.
No,
that's
no,
disastrous.
no.
Like they are completely screwed, aren't they?
Yeah.
Not many survive that. Let's be honest.
But this again, I
There's
don't know a
so-
lot of
there's a
people
cell
from.
there.
I don't know a lot of people from Coringle, but they every year, not every year, they go. They might next year load up. This is what's happened in the past. They'll go and buy their way. So at least Berkey won't do this. They go and buy some players in for a year, and they climb the ladder. They go, okay, and then they
always.
drop away. So
Always see it.
maybe Berkey's in there for the long haul. It's
Yeah.
going to take 3 to 5 years to at least do
I
it
think
properly.
that's
Cop
the
the hits in the head along the
Yeah,
way. Get
correct.
your kids in and be sustainability. Don't
Yeah.
just try and buy your way to.
And they've got some really
Sugar
good
hit.
junior sides coming
Oh,
through.
yes,
Well,
they
that's
do.
handy.
So
They
like
do.
he's
don't
got
they,
to get to those games
Yeah, correct. He needs to see what's coming
before
up.
the rest of us do.
Well done to the Spook. Well done to the Coringle Football Club for signing him on
Yeah,
for
well
another
done.
couple of years. I think that's a step in the right direction.
Former Bomber boy, Jason Bedford. That's
Betters, yeah.
Mr. Tones and I. That's,
Yes, it
he's-
is, Jimmy
he's down
Bedford.
there. He was a Coringle boy. He came to Bombers and he went back there to help the club out. I know he's playing some good footy, so hats off to you.
Yeah, he's
You're
Betters
one of the
playing
greatest
some-
men on the peninsula. Betters.
No, absolutely
So well done,
is.
Betters.
Jack Smith, Oscar Hansen, Louis Barber, Zachary Holton, Noah Bailey for Coringle, and for Pearcedale it was Cruz West, Jake Frawley, Will Dalglish, Mitchell Davis, and Hugh Jones. 38 points to 25 for Pearcedale.
Might be a new
That
clubhouse
I
leader
think
there.
that's a clubhouse leader. I
Yeah.
think it is, Commish.
that's very
So well
impressive.
done to Pearcedale, going very, very nicely at the moment. The next game was Rye taking on the Hastings Football Netball Club, and she was down at RJ Rowley Reserve. The sun was shining, and boy, what a result for the Rye Football Club. 21-7, 133, defeating Hastings by 68 points, 9-11-65. Well done to the Rye boys, the D's, up the D's.
What a nice little trajectory the Rifles.
Yeah, absolutely.
Adam called that at the start of the year.
Yes.
I think he said finals, did he?
Well, no,
Did
the
he?
club was. I said the club was talking finals. I thought maybe a little bit premature.
They're going well.
Yeah, no, going well. Absolutely. Brady Eags, Egan, Eddie Green, Zach Burns, Jackson Allen, and Stanley Amondi. And for Hastings, it was Jake Willard, Luke Hewitt, Jake Hewitt, Ben King, and Caleb Douglas.
12 goals between Green and Egan.
Yeah, wow.
6 each.
Yeah, wow.
Something good though.
32 points to Rye and 38 for Hastings.
It'd be worth going into the rooms if Kev ever got fired up. It'd be one of those sprays. It'd be pretty fucking impressive, wouldn't it? You boys got to lift you.
I wouldn't know to be scared or just in the corner to his voice. Like that's like fair income. Well, just that. It's like, what are you wearing,
manly.
mate? What are you wearing, baby?
I was.
Maximus.
And by the way,
Yes.
we've talked about putting himself in the best, by the way. He's hasn't been
No, I didn't notice that.
Not our loss.
Special.
I was surprised by this result.
Yes.
Like, I thought Rye would win, but I didn't think it'd be double their score.
Yes.
I've seen both these, and obviously Rye beat us, and they were super that day. But I thought Hastings were on the trajectory. This might have been a 2-goal game, but yeah, Rye franked that form. They've got enough weapons ahead of the ball that if they can break even in the middle, like Green and Egan, and solid, tall forwards that most teams can't deal with.
Yeah.
A couple of players out for Rye as well. I see Husey not on the side there, so a couple outs.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep.
Great win.
Great win. The next game was at the Pond. It was Tyab taking on Crib Point, 19-15, defeating Tyab by 66 points, 9-9-63. I mean, dear, it's against Crib Point. They're going along very nicely at the moment. But, geez, you do have to, again, just wonder where Ty Abarat Commish, don't you?
Well, they're just not.
Fucking Jimmy.
Yeah.
Kick two, though,
It's
Jimmy.
so frustrating.
After he fucking ruined the joint. I didn't get any feedback on that. I thought I might. Snuck that one through. No, at least he's found some form, Jimmy. At least he's doing his bit.
Yeah, and
Kick two.
he'll be filthy. He's not in the best for kicking two.
kick two.
either.
So, Gammers, you're obviously fairly close to the Tired coach.
Yeah.
Is he travelling okay? Is he
Yeah,
all right?
he
'Cause
is.
That's a tough gig.
He actually is. Like, I look at this game. Like, they're looking. This is not his words, by the way. Like, we've
Even
discussed a
at the
few
time.
things, but they're looking for little wins. So
Yeah,
I can see in this game the scores are even at quarter time. Now, Crib Point and Somerville played a brutal game the week before. We were slow out of the blocks. I actually said to Mike Treat, my assistant coach, I said, I reckon Crib will be slow out of the blocks. Don't be surprised if it's close at half time. Well, Tybe, they got away from Tybe by half time. But Tybe started well, four goals, 2 and a quarter for a team that's, I think, kicked 5-5 the week before. So there's little wins there. I know I keep banging on about their injury woes. They are real. That's fact. And I don't know where the Tybe 2s are, but I don't think they're in the top half of the ladder. So there's not a lot to pick from. We all know the Tybe junior challenges, and whether it's historical or not, which it is, it's a problem for
Just
them.
a reality of work.
Yeah. So I think he's actually doing a pretty decent job with what he's got. They need some luck. They probably need to change their recruiting approach, and they need to grow the junior club. And as we all know, that takes time. And I think he's got the job again next year. So hopefully he can. He can see the growth.
The stability.
Yeah, I was going to say
There's no
stability.
doubt about it.
Absolutely.
But so where do you go from there, though? So your mid-season review is just getting the group together and saying, look, we're a whole lot better than this. We know we've got some injuries.
Well, hopefully
let's win 5 of the next 9.
Hopefully they don't do too good because we've got them next.
Yes.
But look, I know what I've done with my group. We've really doubled down on our strengths. Like, you need to work on your weaknesses. Like, we can't score, and clearly we still can't score. But I was saying to Spook off air, our team defence is as good as anyone. Like, we're the 4th best defence in the comp. We're sitting 8th on the ladder. So I think they've just got to keep them interested and grow, really double down on what we're good at. Let's keep being good at those things for as long as we can, and we'll work on the deficiencies as we move through the year.
Hats off to Cribby for maintaining the pressure and pushing some wins on the board, which cements them in the 5 at the moment.
Suss's love affair for Cribby is nearly as bad as Adam's for Rosebud, I think. Suss gives them an
least my
absolute
team.
pasting every week. He just gobs them off. He loves Cribby.
I love
When
Cribby.
you say cement,
The old down there.
The wins. Let's listen to these peckerheads.
I was going to say,
Got
how have they cemented a spot when they're not even in there?
Yeah, that's what I was going to. Where are
They'll
they?
be there. They'll be there.
I told you he gobs them off. He loves
they
them.
could be.
He's got some mates there. He gets free beers or free food or something. He goes down there because he just loves it.
A lot of Mount Martha kids and Mornington kids that went over to.
They're fucking nowhere
to
near each
Cribby.
other.
They could finish no better than 4th, probably.
Yep.
But they're on the growth. They haven't played finals for a while.
They've got
They're
to do,
winning.
mate.
That'd be great.
They're winning at home. They're winning away.
They've got to do one win better than last year.
Yeah.
And also, hello to the shipmates who commented.
Come on the show, boys.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's work together and get you on the show, and we can talk about his
He's
Crib
a
Point.
fantastic footballer. One of the boys is very good.
Yes.
I don't know which one that is.
He had
Oh, they're both handy.
They're very good, aren't they?
no, he had one of them had a standout game and was very up and about. But
I'll put
G'day
the
to you,
invite.
boys.
We've got to put the invite out to Anna's to come on the show.
yes, no,
Yes.
please do. Yeah, no, for sure, absolutely. He's
Yeah.
he's come on the show a couple of times, so
He has,
that'd be very good.
That'd be good.
Why you're looking at me?
And the
May as well go and get Ryan Hendy in to come here with me.
that'd be the following week.
that'd be good.
That would be
That'd be a real good.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
It'd be a late night.
That'd be
Anna's is okay. Good.
yeah,
Top bloke,
absolutely
and-
good.
Yeah, he is. He's been great for that club.
Yeah,
Coming back,
yeah.
bringing the stability, and
100%.
climbed the ladder since he's been there. Done a
And
great
we've had
job.
him on plenty of times too, Sus, haven't we? He's a great friend of the show. He's Anna's down at Crib Point. Anyway, so the selection table match of the round, thanks to the Halftime Heroes and Hen's Teeth Tattoo Parlour, was Devon Meadows taking on Chelsea Football Netball Club. And, at Glover Reserve It wasn't the way the salary pickers wanted it to end, but it was 8-12-60, defeating Devon Meadows by 13 points, 6-11-47. And from all reports, they were in it right up until towards sort of the end. And there was a red card or a yellow card early, a red card early in the fourth quarter. And unfortunately, that out just, put him to the sword. Arnold Kirby, Jack Wilson, Liam Drew, apparently little skinny, kicked the goal of the year late, ran down into...
I saw little skinny Drew.
Skinny,
yeah. He said, Neil, I kicked my first goal.
I bet you he celebrated with about 48 beers.
No, that was fat.
Yeah, exactly. No, good on him.
That was during the last quarter.
Well done, Skinny. Well done. Just on Arnold Kirby, though, Adam, he's a ruckman from the NT, comes from the Waratah.
I got that mail late last week.
He's a very good ruckman. That is a massive in. He's a big, mobile, talented, highly skilled ruckman that's from the NT.
And a good mate of Jolie.
Yeah, I would imagine that would be the link there when Jolie went to Waratah. So that's great for the league because he's a really good player.
Yeah.
He plays
fantastic.
Yeah, it's great. So well done, Devon. And
well done to
kids,
Devon to
kids
get
everywhere.
Yeah, exactly.
Well done.
Yeah, no, have to be applauded. Rory Hillis and Joel Hillis, and for Chelsea, it was John Simpson, Jordan Kelly, Matty Dawson, Zane, Carter, and Sam Simpson.
Matty Dawson, he
can play. Didn't Jolie get the best of the gene pool there? Like Jolie's a big, strong, strapping lad. The other two boys, come on, boys, get something. Yeah. I know he had to go and get his hair done, but he's a big, strong lad. I'm like little Rory's got no hair. He's this big, and Owen's walking around the glasses looking like bloody Harry Potter. Jolie's a massive, big, good-looking unit with a fake wig. What's going on,
Absolutely.
I reckon they got mixed up in the bloody
the Turkish, the Turkish lots.
Great,
love it.
Really well.
38 points played, 42 points for Chelsea Football Netball Club. Boys, the takeaways, please. Sus, we'll start with you.
The perfect one, we should have a Division 2 and a Division 3 side and just leave Frankston Bombers in Division 2 and put the rest into Division 3.
Yeah, I was going to go with that. Yeah, mine's Bombers. Well done to the Bomber boys. They are absolutely flying. I think Harry Pride will win the league best and fairest because if you watch a game, he just stands out. He's the best player in that comp, I think. And well done, Bombers. They are flying, and they should win the flag for me. And
Gammers?
I'm wrapped.
Yeah, well, it's hard.
Your win, Gammers?
It's hard to disagree with Frankston, isn't it? I haven't seen Frankston yet. It's the anomaly of the draw. We play them twice.
That's a really fair draw that they put
twice in 6 weeks.
Oh, great! Fucking you, beauty.
So I hope they're ready. For their first loss by that
time. I love it. I'll give you a bit of intel, Gammers, see if we can go to work on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, apparently they can't fucking defend.
Doesn't matter when it doesn't go to the end.
Well, I think the story is Rye so far. What they have been, let's face it, they've been easy beats for the last 3 or 4 years, and now,
if not longer, hey.
Well, they're just behind us on the ladder in 9th, I think, just by percentage. There is a drop off in percentage from 8th to 9th with those 4 teams below us, but they have probably been the surprise pack, along with Seaford so far this season. We're not going half season. No, we're talking about the round Rye.
Yeah, for me too. I agree. That is my takeaway. Is that Rye is, they're not. It could have been rumour, but I did hear it from a couple of people that they were talking about finals. I don't think they're there yet, but geez, I'd be happy to this point in a commish. I reckon
they're being competitive. I'd be wrapped.
For you, commish, please.
I'm loving the way Chelsea are going about it. They had a really good year last year. I'm over the money.
Graham isn't.
Graham LeBroy. His name's fucking Graham, mate.
You've spoken to Pete, haven't you?
Just calm down.
Are you happy with their inheritance that they've spent?
Inheritance. But after a really good year last year, probably a bit stiff not to win.
Yeah, 2 years.
2 or 3.
Yeah, and they're thereabouts again. Don't mind the way they're going about it.
Are they a little? I haven't seen them. Are they a little bit aging?
Quite possibly, but there's a lot of experience there. So as it gets nearer to finals,
no doubt.
Mind it.
Just
Just to rattle a few cages.
Just some common themes is don't send the coach overseas for the first 2 or 3 rounds.
Yes, exactly right. I just don't understand any of that.
But there might have been some reasons.
Fucking mind.
But it might have been some reasons, personal reasons, and stuff like that.
I'd like to think there'd be a death.
Yeah,
but don't discard Chelsea.
And if there was, I'm sorry.
I like it, Neil.
Yes, I like that. Off the bandwagon, on the bandwagon, off the bandwagon.
Depends who rings you.
I think
Exactly.
to add to that comment, they're the third best defence in the comp.
Mhm.
So Frankston are the best defence. They're the best attack. Then you've got Devon, I think, are the second best defence.
Geez, that's changed this year for them.
Yeah, and they were great against us defensively. Chelsea are third, and then the anomaly is Somerville are the fourth best.
Gammers, from a footy tactical point of view, how many teams are playing a zone, like kick-in zone to man-on-man? Because Eastern, I didn't want to go, sorry to take up Tom's us, but I didn't want to go zone with a young group. And I think the days of everyone just setting up a 3-4, they're done.
Yep.
Because it's so easy to pierce through. This is Eastern.
Yep.
And I reckon it's an advantage. More teams are going to 1v1. AFL a lot more. I watched Collingwood live. They didn't go zone. They were 1v1 the whole night.
We've gone to 1v1 this year
Totally.
against my wishes
Yep.
because I still see, like, you still believe in what you plan works, but we're so much better. Mike, my senior assistant's like, we just got to go man on man.
True.
Yep.
Chelsea do it because they got the best list
They
that
zone.
I've seen.
They 3, 4, 5,
They're
5.
man. No, they just go man and they just beat you.
1v1,
Just beat you on
of course,
talent.
of course.
Pearstone, I've said this, and I don't want to put Pearstone on the ground because they beat us
You're not a
in
fan
a
of
close
them?
game. I just think
You seem to beat up on Fiesta.
He's a little bit. What have they done?
it's all ahead of the ball.
Yep.
Look, premierships are won on defense.
Mm-hmm.
Am I
Yes,
right?
100%,
I
mate.
don't know.
Except for the 2004 Ford one.
Okay,
That was it. It was all
so-
general scares.
I'll give you some numbers off the ladder. Frankston Bombers have let 351 points through this year. They're first. Pearstone are second. They've let 578 points through. The next 1, 2, 3 teams below have let less points through than Pearstone, and so have we by about nearly 20 goals.
Wow.
So when we talk about Rosebud and how we thought they might be gettable, well,
Yeah.
I respect
Yeah,
Pearstone,
no, love
but
it.
that's how you get them.
Yep. Like it, Gammers.
Yep,
As it gets nearer
absolutely.
the finals, it's
It's going to be
Very,
fun.
very good. Well,
Just opened it up a
that's
little
a wrap for the Division 2 football show. Thanks to Hens Teeth Co, Tattoo, Parlour. Thanks for
go
jumping
over
on
the
board,
second half
Aaron.
of the year, yeah?
And pardon?
We've got to give take our things for the second half of the year, mate. We've got to go over Div 2, don't we?
Oh, the ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to finish.
Okay, absolutely. Go for it.
Yeah, bloody oath.
Yep, go for it. Spook, Gammers.
Oh, Gammers can go. He knows the comp better than I do.
All right, really quickly, Frankston and Pearstone are the two standouts. I just think Frankston have got both ends of the ground weighed off. And I've only seen it in vision this year, but I look forward to hopefully putting a number in that loss column at some point. Pearstone, very good ahead of the ball. Chelsea, as you said, Commish, they just building nicely, and it's really hard to come back from a grand final loss, but they seem to be coming back all right. Devon are the ones, the last 2 weeks, they've probably failed that test. They've played the two top sides and come up short.
Look about it.
But I tell you, they were really good against Chelsea. So maybe with their full side on the park, they can do some damage. Bonnie, I think Bonnie are still in that. They're still in that group. I think there's a group forming now from probably Devon down to maybe. Look, I have to be biased. It includes us. We're probably the last team that can still make a run, but we would need to win just about every game now. Maybe only lose 1 or 2 to be a threat to fifth. We went after Bonnie on the weekend and said they're the ones we've got to beat for any chance, and we were lucky enough to do that. But there's a real clutter, which I guess, Spook, you might be able to build on from probably fourth. I think Devon are probably a little bit better than the teams below them at the moment, but 5th, 6th, 7th and 8th, they're going for one spot.
Do you play Seaford and Cribby again?
Yeah, I play Seaford again. I haven't played Seaford at all yet.
Okay.
I play Seaford once, Tyab twice, Hastings again.
Oh, there's okay.
We don't have Crib Point. We've got Bomb Beach again.
I think out of that, I don't know. I haven't looked through the fixture, but I think out of that, I don't think Cribby will make it. Seaford, I think Summy will be the team to jump into the 5 from there. I think they'll take Bomb Beach's spot. Frankston are clearly the best team. Then Pearstone, Chelsea and Pearstone might flip around. That's probably first is a clear. 2 and 3 are pretty even, and then 4 Devon are probably there on their own, and then it's Bomb Beach and Summy. But let's hope for Gammers' sake something can get on a roll, and that'll be exciting for us. Be good.
We took you on a ride last year. We'll
Bloody oath.
hopefully go.
Let's go, Gammers. We're right behind you.
Are we good to go now, Spook?
Yep, absolutely.
Beautiful.
Come on, mate.
Yep, absolutely. Well, that is a wrap again for the Division 2 football show. Thanks to Hens Teeth Go down at Rosebud. Aaron and the team, thanks for jumping on board the Halftime Heroes. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be back with, I don't know if you've got anything sus, but I know Spook is absolutely teeing off. So you want to stay around for this one. It's Spook's Soapbox after the break and, of course, the wrap. You're listening and watching the Halftime Heroes.
Nestled on the beautiful Mornington Peninsula, Sharmac Lodge offers a peaceful 6-bedroom retreat in Rye for short-term stays for adults of all ages living with disability or illness. Overnight or day stays are available 7 days a week with tailored care provided around the clock. Guests can also participate in daily activities on the peninsula, making it a perfect getaway. Rest easy knowing your loved one's care is personalised to their needs. Finally, a short-term respite solution that brings peace of mind and can be funded under your home care package or NDIS funding. Book a tour today with the welcoming team at Sharmac Lodge. Visit aftercare.com.au or search Sharmac Lodge today. Let their family help your family.
Welcome back to the Halftime Heroes. As I said before the break, he's locked and loaded, and geez, I'd hate to be on the receiving end of this because he's had enough. It's Spook's Soapbox. Take it away, Spook.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, I think I've mentioned this before, but it's just got to the point now where I'm just completely pissed off, and I'm probably the same as a lot of other coaches in Victoria or maybe Australia-wide, but Premier data. Like, we all coach. None of us are full-time. We're all trying to get a review done by Tuesday, and it's Monday night at 6 or 7 o'clock, and there's no vision,
data.
no data, no stats. Now,
Come down to Mornington. We've got ours.
Do you pay extra for it?
I wouldn't have a clue, but we've got ours.
That's the point. So you get some coaches get it that time. I spoke to a couple of coaches in the different comps. Like some get them Sunday at 4 or 5, and then sometimes you wait until Monday night. I don't know what it is. I know Sorrento got theirs real early. You probably didn't analyse it too. Yeah, he probably deserves it. Probably better, better people, all that stuff, down the hill, But yeah, the point is, it's not good enough. We've got a job to do, and it makes it very fucking hard to get our work that's required done at Clubland because we get it. We've got to work too. Yeah. So you get left on a Monday night at 6 o'clock. You got to cram in. It's to do it properly, Gammers. It's probably for me. I reckon it's a 4 to 6 hour. Look at the vision, look at the stats, collate it, what you want to show, what you want to cut up. It's a big job. And these Premier data, get it done sooner. I don't care how you do it. We all pay for the service. Sort it out.
Sorrento put theirs overseas. They get all the data analysed overseas.
I think it's all done overseas.
I think...
Is it real?
I think yeah. Or maybe Cranbourne. Maybe they just send it there. But either way, wherever it gets done, just do it fucking quicker, please.
As a coach.
I reckon if you made a cut-off point at Sunday night at 8 o'clock.
I'd say 8.
So you've got a bit of time Sunday that leads into Monday, gives you time Monday night. But if it's Monday night at 6 or 8, that's too late.
So I reckon give the viewers some context. What goes into your review? Like if I got you happy to share.
I was about to ask the same thing.
And then talk about the fact you've got to plan training.
Yep.
You'll start getting calls probably Monday from players, definitely Tuesday, looking for time to set aside. Like what goes into it? Because it is a big job.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. What the hard part is you want to have the stats in front of you. You can look at the game sooner, but you still need to get the stats related to how you want to present it to the players because you need a bit of the both to be able to then work out exactly what you want to show, what the stats tell you, because sometimes you might look at vision and the stats don't line up with what you want to show them. Then you've got to cut the footage up, which that's the time-consuming part. And then you've also you're waiting for potentially trying to pencil in some meetings with players to show them vision, so you've got to cut up that vision for them. It's very difficult to try and squeeze that in.
Because to drop a player, you really need 2 modes of evidence. You need your eye test, and then you need to show them some vision.
Absolutely.
Don't you?
Absolutely.
And you probably need to show at least, I would say at this level, probably 2, but it'd be good rule of thumb to have 3 to 5 clips if you're going to drop a player, which takes time. So let's say it takes 20 minutes to clip up 5 bits. You drop 3 players, that's an hour.
Yeah.
Plus you've got to do the team stuff. Plus you've got to put a training plan together. Plus you've got to talk to your assistant coaches and see if they're coming. B, can they do this?
Neil didn't do it.
The
training
you did it in 16 mil.
The commissioner's eyes are rolling in the back of his head. You can just see him going off.
So I think the point is we've got a tool that all the players know about.
Yes.
So we have to be able to provide that tool.
Exactly.
Give it to us in a timely fashion. I think it's so valid because it puts us under a lot of stress.
Pressure.
Like I have got up at like 4 o'clock in the
Yep,
morning
so have
to
I.
do a review, knowing I've got to work all day and then do training that
Yep.
night. It's just probably not
No,
not right.
ideal.
The requirements as a coach now are, we all know, especially our coaches of our great game, it even at grassroots, it just gets more and more in depth and detailed. It is
It's
semi-professional.
Back the other way.
No, exactly right. Spot on. No, I like that from you, Spook. Very, very good. Premier Data, you're on notice. Get better, please, because our coaches need it to make their club, our game, much, much better so they can communicate better with their players and therefore the club. Obviously, there's lots of questions to be asked as senior players and administrators, and if the coaches can be prepared, and that's not just the senior coach, but the whole coaching staff can be prepared on the Tuesday night, it just makes for a better upcoming round.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, very good. Well, that's a wrap from the Halftime Heroes on this particular episode 11, I believe, Sus.
Did you not have something?
Oh, I had a couple of things.
Let's
but
go.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, you've cut him short.
Okay, all
So
right.
he wraps us up to give himself air
No,
time.
exactly. He's doing these ones all the whole time. Okay, Sus. All right, we got Sus's. Sus, you got 30 seconds. Go.
Right, so umpire website. So we'll have a chat when the umpire comes in. Went to go on it, could not find the Southern Umpire's link on Coach ID or HQ, whatever it is, Volunteer HQ. So we'll have a chat about that. But it's saying to pick something when I don't want to pick that. So we'll have a chat about that. There's been some bright lights over the northern part of the peninsula, I'll say, and they've been reflecting on maybe a jewel that's been shone on a spotlight that may be coming in 2026. There's some rumours that I've heard.
Nicholas.
Oh.
I just said jewel. That's
St.
all
Nicholas.
No, it just shed a light shining on a
I said.
jewel.
Jewel. That's all I said.
Yeah, and it's St. Nicholas.
Oh, St. Nicholas, is
Yeah.
it? Yeah, so that could be. I've just heard that an interview may have been held with an MP FNL club.
Wow, big rumours,
So
Sus. I like it.
might be
The
that.
rumour mill.
Someone's got
Nicholas Jewel.
someone's got some cash dashed aside. He doesn't do it for nothing.
So
No.
that's what I.
Ex-Rosebud.
Yeah. So we'll see how that travels.
Well, here you go, Sus.
now we'll wind up.
Now we'll wind it up.
Yeah.
No, well, if you have heard where that light is shining on a particular jewel in the rough, then contact us on socials. If you've got an insight into where that jewel might be landing, then we'd love to hear about it because we don't know exactly where. So
And it
we
kills
would.
us too, doesn't
Oh, it does. It's just burning. It's burning inside. I bet you some of my mates down at Rosebud
Oh,
might
yeah,
have an
you'll
idea.
find out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I'll bloody find out. Don't you worry about that. I expect phone calls following this segment. Absolutely. Well, that is a wrap from the Halftime Hero. Can I go now, Sus?
Yeah, you can.
Jesus
All done.
Christ. I'd like to thank, of course, the Toyota Group, Frankston, Mornington, and Rosebud, sponsors of the Halftime Heroes, as well as Hen's Teeth Go Tattooing. Go down and see Erin or jump on their socials. They're incredible. You can follow each and every artist, as well as Erin, who owns the tattoo shop there. We love our sponsors very, very much. Thank you to you, Sus, and thanks to Barbs for a beautiful
Superb.
two-course dinner with paired soft drink. Oh, I love everything. I love everything about that. Thank you to you, Chief. Thank you to you, Gammers, senior coach of the Somerville Football Netball Club.
Thanks, Adam.
We will be without you next week, I believe.
Got to miss this one. Sorry.
No, that's okay.
I'll be back 2 weeks' time.
Yep, beautiful.
Mac is back in the seat.
Mac is back in the seat. Thanks to you, Spook,
Thank you, Adam.
senior
Thanks for
coach
having me, mate.
of the Bayswater Football Netball Club, and of course, Commish. It's just not the
Thank you,
same.
Adam. Thank
Absolutely,
you, Adam. A lot
mate.
of fun again. We enjoy
Yeah.
ourselves, don't we?
Yeah, no, absolutely. We can
Like
just
five
take
blokes just having a
takes the
bloody
pressure
yarn.
off a little bit when we don't have as much to talk about. We still manage to talk about plenty.
That's really good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, that is a wrap. Hope you've enjoyed this episode. It has been episode 11. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night.